All right, so we're going to talk about this Tyson Fury situation, the video of him falling over on his face, wasted in a bar, and maybe not just wasted. He looks bad, dude. But there's a lot to talk about on that topic. Obviously, I always have a lot to say when it comes to guys abusing, drugs and alcohol, and this is no exception. This one's actually probably heavier than most of them, just given his background with those things. And so we're going to talk about that. And then I got a bunch of topics today. In this video, I'm going to talk about this Alex Pereira and Jamal Hill situation, just because Jamal Hill's about to fight, and Alex and him keep going back and forth. So I wanted to cover this story. And then we'll do Tyson Fury in this video. And then in another video, I'm going to go through the Cannonier stoppage, and Jason Herzog is now kind of speaking out to the fans, and then Sean Strickland and Mike Perry's, up. It's all blowing up for Mike Perry and Sean Strickland. It's really serious. It's about fighter pay and so on and so forth. Now, if you want to get paid with exceptional luck, good luck forever, all you got to do is just subscribe to this channel, because then you're going to get incredible karma, because it helps me out and I'm trying as hard as I can. So if you like the video and you subscribe, it's great luck for you. It's great luck for me, and everybody's happy. I'm just kidding. But seriously, actually, I'm not joking. It'll be good karma for you. So do it. All right, let's do this thing. Let's see what Alex Pereira has said back to Jamal Hill's recent comments.
Despite UFC 300 having occurred 2 months ago, Jamal Hill has just now taken to social media to voice his frustration over Herb Dean's quick stoppage in his fight against Alex Pereira. In an interview with Main Event, Pereira replied to Hill saying, "To be honest, I kinda don't get why he's doing this so late. It's been almost 2 months. People usually do that right away. Maybe he just woke up from the knockout."
Wait a minute. Jamal Hill said that it was a quick stoppage? Nuh-uh. No way. I don't believe it. I swear to God, I don't know. If that's true, I don't know that. Is that... Hold on. Okay, let's see. Now, I haven't really spoke on this, but I went to Brazil and dog walked your guy in one of the most one-sided ass whooping in championship history, and after showing nothing but respect and paid homage, I've never celebrated over an opponent I beat, and even called out my fans for disrespecting Johnny Walker after I slept him. But because I showed competitive fire and was excited to be back after an injury that could have ended my career, y'all think this was funny or cool? Alex Poetan Pereira, you really set up a punch you couldn't get to without a weird, confusing moment, and did some weak shit, but it's okay, because you will fight me again, and my eyes won't leave you until you're stiff as Izzy left you in Miami. And then Alex Pereira said, you reap what you sow, chama. So, I'm sorry, you guys can't even see that, but it's exactly what I just read. Exactly what I just read. And then, but like right here, the picture is, here's Jamal Hill after, he beat Glover, and then here's Alex after he beat Jamal Hill. So I don't think that Jamal Hill was saying that stoppage was early, unless he said something else somewhere else. That's not what he said at all. That's not even remotely close to what he said, actually. That's just not what he said. He said that he was respectful when he beat Glover, and Alex Pereira showboated on him, which is true. But I guess the counter conversation was that in the lead up to UFC 300, Jamal Hill was very respectful of Poetan, but then at the face off, he had that doll or whatever, and however he promoted the fight, Poetan took personally. Here's the thing, okay? Here's the thing. Poetan does not speak English. He does not speak English. Bottom line. Maybe he will learn to speak English, not with the AI tool. Maybe he will actually learn English at some point. But the reality of the situation is this. He doesn't speak English. So at the end of the day, some things get lost in translation when you're interacting with him. I still don't understand why he's mad at Anthony Smith. I really don't. I listened to what Anthony Smith said, because I thought, I read people's commentary on what Anthony said about Poetan, and I thought he was saying something I don't know. I thought he was saying something that he wasn't saying, because I said something about it on the channel, and Anthony was like, "Oh, so you think yada, yada, yada." And then I went back and watched it, and I was like, oh shit, he really didn't say that. He literally, all he said was his size and power is not as special at light heavyweight as it is at middleweight. That's it. Size is not, that's not arguable. Anthony's 6'5". Okay. I don't know what Jamal Hill is. He's huge. These guys are enormous guys at light heavyweight. Doesn't mean Poaton's not the best fighter in the world at light heavyweight. But what Anthony said was basically factually accurate, and Poaton took it really personal, and now they've got this beef, which is good. It's good for everybody. It's good for Poaton. It's certainly good for Anthony, you know. And I think this beef is good for Jamal Hill also, as long as he wins his fights. But I do think that Poaton is reacting to things that are lost in translation. And by the way, people are always like people comment sometimes, why do you always call him Poaton? That's simple. Because all the Brazilians at Six Blades love Alex Pereira, and they always call him Poaton. Like that's his name with my Brazilian crew. You know, like I have a crew that's Brazilian. That's his name, Poaton. So I just call him Poaton. But you know, he thought that Jamal Hill had been disrespectful, you know, in the weigh-ins and all that. So he did the showboat thing. I understand why Jamal Hill's pissed off. And guess what? There's no money in friendship in mixed martial arts. You know, you can do it that all respect way. You can absolutely do that, right? When you get to a certain level, you can play it like that, and it will be, it's not going to negatively impact or, you know, whatever. If you're Dustin Poirier, you can play respect all day, all night. You can just do it like that, you know. But there definitely is, generally speaking, more money in conflict. So I don't think Jamal Hill's doing anything out of the order. And what he said is not inaccurate. It's just not inaccurate. Anyway, that's what that is. So now let's move over to the Tyson Fury situation. And I apologize. This is going to be kind of a weird segue because I recorded this separately. And anyway, whatever. So now we're going to talk about Tyson Fury and some addiction issues. And let's go. Let's watch.
The deck after being escorted out of a bar. Fury recently made headlines for reasons unrelated to his boxing career. Footage has emerged showing Fury being escorted out of a bar by 2 security staff. Then in the latter part of the video, Fury is seen stumbling to his knees and face planting onto concrete.
Man, that's a big man to be that drunk, like need to be held up, dude.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Dude, that just makes me sad, man. That just makes me sad. Literally, what did I just talk about in the other video about people who are bad drunks related to Ryan Garcia? Like, I just talked about this, where I was saying, if you want to show your friend who is a bad drunk what they look like so that they might go, oh man, maybe I do have a problem, record them. Have a reason to show it to them afterwards. Just go, you know, here's what we were doing. And just because they don't know, they do not know. They don't understand what they look like when they're that drunk. Have you ever seen a video of Tyson Fury looking like that before? I haven't. I mean, I don't know if he has or not, but I have a feeling that seeing that clip is probably going to rock Tyson Fury's world because he's a prideful guy, you know? Like think about this. Think about the type of person that goes into career combat sports. What's the underlying driver underneath a lifetime dedicated to martial arts in many cases, right? It's like you are a person who wants to be in control of your own destiny. You don't like the idea of there being a bunch of people out there that might be able to hurt you without you being able to defend yourself, you know? The origin story of so many combat sports guys, whether they're pros, amateurs, just hobbyists, whatever, is, you know, getting bullied when they're young. That's undeniable. And that's one of the main reasons why there are not as many good heavyweights as there are lightweights, right? I mean, I've always completely understood that the talent pool, you know, gets much larger the lower in the weight classes that you go, because these huge guys that are 200, you know, that can't even cut down to 205, you know, like they can't make 205, which means they are walk around guys that just naturally are 250 pounds. Do those guys get bullied very often? No, of course not. They've always felt safe, which is why less of them become elite combat athletes, right? That's just common sense. Exact same thing as where, why are there so many kitty diddlers in the Catholic Church? It's like, really? You can't back into that? Well, no, really? No. Oh, because the church is evil? No. Okay. Whatever. That's not a conversation I'm getting into. The reason, though, is because people recognize that they are kitty diddlers and they go, where is a place where I am literally forbidden from acting on any of my urges? And it's like, oh, if you're a priest, then I'll go do that, right? I will connect with God, and I literally couldn't act on these things if I wanted to. But that thing's like, it's a demon, which is why you got to just put them down, people who have that disease. But like, they tried, and then they ended up in the thing, and guess what? By going into that, all of a sudden they're around a bunch of kids, and they're like, I can't, and that's how that happens. And so the origin story, again, with fighters is like, they got bullied, they got beat up, they felt unsafe, they learn how to be dangerous, and, some of them become absolutely elite at that. And those types of people are not the kinds of people that want to see themselves, like Tyson Fury in that state is going to lose a fight to a guy who is, it's like ridiculously an unworthy adversary. A guy he would kill 50 of, right? Like if he's sober, just some guy, like a guy who could just walk up to him in that state, he can't hold himself up, dude. And I realize there's going to be a lot of people that probably would argue with me. They'd be like, oh, no, he'd still be able to take most people. It's like, most people maybe. But how effective is he going to be if he literally cannot walk? He can't walk. He can't walk. He cannot walk. He is falling over. He's crawling. Okay? Yeah, but he can still punch. Okay. I realize, it's muscle memory. Hey, is walking muscle memory? I'm pretty sure walking is pretty automatic, dude. Walking is pretty automatic. So if he can't walk, he probably can't fight. Which means that when he is in that state, he is vulnerable to someone beating him up. Lots of people being able to beat him up. He's not in control. He is unsafe in the worst kind of way for most people who train martial arts. And that's only one piece of the puzzle when it comes to like addiction and I don't know, man. There are lots of different types of drug addicts, okay? Or addicts in general, whether it's booze, drugs, whatever. There are the ones that can kind of keep their life together, right? They're like, they're high, we call them like high functioning addicts, right? Where they're addicts, but they're addicts who also can hold down a job, can appear to be doing everything right. And it's kind of like almost like, they're like, they know they take this every day. They take this every day, and no one else really knows. You know what I mean? Like, no one else really knows. And then there are, other guys that like can get, it's like, then there's like this gray area, people who like are kind of keeping it together, but they're kind of falling apart. And then there are the train wrecks, like the real train wrecks that, and I believe it's genetic. And I think that the differentiator is where is their bottom? Like when do they hit rock? What is their rock bottom? What could they lose that would be this indicator? Like, you need to get it together. Is it lose your job or is it lose everything? And there are some people where it's lose everything. And also it's like, there are some people who are addicts and they're happy. I mean, seriously, they're complete. Like, I don't mean like day to day. They're happy. They like it. They don't want to quit. But there are others who are not happy when they use, right? They start using and they get into it and they get wildly depressed. And in some cases want to put themselves down. And Tyson Fury is one of those. Okay? He's one of those guys. And I know that because he's the one who said it. He gets super depressed, very nihilistic, self-destructive, really serious. So when I see that video, I am just worried for him. Like, I hope this is like early on in, the cycle. Cause what I learned about myself, my whole thing, Jesus, for mine, it was always painkillers, never booze, never anything else. People always break my balls in the comments. They're all Jesse on coke. I'm like, really? I don't like that drug at all. I haven't done it in forever. I also really don't like, the only thing that has ever been a real issue for me, painkillers. That's just, it is what it is. I can't explain it. It's just one of those things that like, I am genetically predisposed to absolutely love them. Like, love them. Take one, I'm like, oh my God, everything's amazing. I'm floating on a cloud. Throw me in a dumpster. Happy as a clam, man. Happy as a clam. I feel like I love every single person. I see the best in everyone at first, you know? And so I learned through, you know, I have a lot of, I'm very strong-willed though. So like when I decided I was going to quit, I would get through it every time. It's hell on earth. Absolute fucking hell on earth going through withdrawal. It's the worst thing ever. But I never started withdrawal and tapped out ever. Not once. I probably did it 10 times in my life. I mean, hell on earth. A lot of people, I mean, I talk to people all the time about this and they're like, I could never get through it. You know, like I would start and then I would just give up. And I never once gave up. What my problem was is I would get through it and I would be like, God, I'm on top of the world. And then after like a month or two, I'd be like, God, I'm bored out of my mind. I'm so bored. I just was bored. I couldn't deal with the monotony of regular life. And I'm like, God, you know what though? Tonight, you know, just tonight, I've proven that I've got this under control. Haven't touched the shit in, you know, 2 months. Obviously, I've got it under control, right? I'm just going to do one, right? I'm just going to do one. Dude, if you're me, if I do one, it's a wrap. That's over. There's no question where that's going to go. None. Not a single question. I can't do one or else I will get hooked again. For sure. My brain will just do this chemical thing where I'll trick myself into like making excuses about this, and this. It'll happen every single time. But there is obviously like a kind of sequence of events that kind of go from here to holy shit, I can't believe I did this to myself again. You know, I haven't done this, that I've been off for years now, years and years and years. I'm never, you know, like I plan on never touching one of those again. The first time that I quit, I actually was off for a long time. I was off for like 5 years and I was like, I went through so crazy hard the first time, hell on earth. I didn't touch them for 5 years. The reason I did again is because I got an eye infection, a Pseudomonas infection in my eye that was eating through my cornea. I was in so much pain. It was like, I remember literally like basically going up to the doctor. I'm like, give me something for this pain. It hurt so bad. And that literally started so that was in like 2009. Yeah, I mean, that ended up, I mean, that was that one thing with my cornea was an on and off, you know, thing with them for the next 8 years or something like that. Like, you know, I was off for 5 years and then it was like, and bang, you know, or 4 years. I was off for 4 years and then, so they're very, very dangerous. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Point being is that Tyson Fury hopefully is early enough in the thing that seeing that video, he can just stop, you know, and just be like, whoa, I need to get this back into control. Go check in somewhere, dude. You got a fight coming up too. He's got to fight Usyk. You know, I think he looked exceptional in that Usyk fight, though. I have no idea if it affected his performance at all. So I don't know. Bottom line is I'm rooting for him. And I have no judgment for people in our community that have this issue because, again, bunch of fucking hard people look for a way to make it like, you know, like take the edge off. That's all it is. Like, let me just take the fucking edge off. But with some of us, there are certain things you can't take the edge off with that. You cannot do it. You take the edge off just a little bit for people like us with certain things and it's a wrap. It's just a matter of time. You know what I mean? Anyway, I love you guys. Subscribe to the channel, ring the bell. Bye-bye.